To become one of the rich people is not an easy task. Sometimes, it could take years and a lot of luck for you to gain endless amount of money. However, to become rich, it does not focus only on how to make money but instead what you do with the money coming in to fortify your wealth. Hello brewers. Welcome back to Dollar Brew, where we create and inspire future billionaires. Do not forget to give this video a like and hit the subscribe button so you don't miss our daily uploads. Want to know the secret of building wealth? The answer is pretty simple. Investing in assets that generate income. Yup, the whole idea is to put your money to work for you, so it can earn you more money. This is really important because there is only so much time you can exchange for income as your time is limited. So it makes total sense to invest in assets that produce income without you constantly having to actively work for it. That having been said, here are 12 assets that are making people rich. Number 12. Book, songs, digital courses, information of content. Information is an incredible thing to be selling because it's infinitely scalable. You write the book once and you can sell it 1,000,000 times. Same goes for a digital course, a song, or any other type of info or digital products. Creating and distributing such an asset increase is not only the value of the business but can make you very rich. The moment your product is done, your job is to promote it and get it in the hands of as many people as you can. However, with music, it's even more interesting because you only have to get it right once and you can literally be set for life. Gangnam Style is a great example, as Psy made over $10 million just from that one song distributed via YouTube and iTunes. Not to mention merch, shows, licensing and so on. Mariah Carey makes around $500,000 every single year, from one hit song, which is All I Want for Christmas. Number 11. Raw materials and commodities. The price of raw materials and commodities fluctuates and varies depending on the market. If you're smart about it, you buy it when it's cheap, hold it and sell it when it's in high demand. This applies to everything in life, from currency to oil to gold to crypto to luxury cars, arts, etc. Over the past 15 years, the price of gold has increased by 278%. Very few people know this, but art has been one of the many sources of asset for the past 20 years. This is one of the big reasons why you see wealthy people valuable amounts of money on, because it's making them even richer. The same goes with vintage cars. While your car is costing you money, some of the wealthiest people in the world are buying rare vintage cars that are quickly appreciating in value. The same goes for other collectibles like luxury watches. However, never invest in things you don't understand. It's one of the most important rules of money, which if you disobey it, you will never be rich. Number 10. Private lending. Being someone else's bank allows you to generate passive income that can boost your net worth. Private loans, notes, and trust deeds are investments where you loan money to private individuals or entities in exchange for interest. With these types of investments, you'll still receive a consistent rate of return regardless if the value of the underlying asset goes up or down, which translates into funds you can choose to reinvest and gain more wealth. To protect your interests, make sure you understand the ins and outs of a potential investment by considering consulting with a professional with extensive experience for advice, such as a broker, entity, or regulated and properly licensed partner. Number 9. Collectibles. Collectibles can be more than just a hobby. They can serve as a boost to your net worth, especially if you become an expert in a certain area. Areas to consider investing in are fine art, antiques, or rare wine. But just because a collectible item was lucrative in the past, think Elvis memorabilia and general World War II items, doesn't mean it's still a good investment. That's why it's important to educate yourself. Visit with reputable pawn shop and gallery owners, as well as other experts in the field, to gain the knowledge you need to invest in collectibles that will add to your bottom line. Number 8. People. You don't realize just how valuable an asset people are until they leave. Very few people understand that companies aren't actually real. Companies are a figment of our imagination validated by the state. Companies are names, ideas, and the innovation happening under this imaginary umbrella. And who comes up with all of these? It's the people. A single person can shift a company with their ideas. Just look at the impact replacing Steve Jobs with the former Pepsi CEO had on the company, nearly bankrupting what is today probably the most loved technology. Digging deeper into Apple, their lead product designer, Johnny Ive, designed the products that are now in the hands of billions of people. Then there are the teams that make a company as a whole. There have been cases when bigger companies have acquired Start UPS, just to bring those people in. There is actually a term for it which is called acqui-hire. Ideally, nobody in your company should be irreplaceable, but the harder to replace some people are, the more valuable of an asset they are to you. So, make sure they know they're appreciated. Hire the right people and they'll make you rich. Number 7. Equipment. Anything that generates money for you or helps you make money faster is considered an asset. If you're a farmer and you own a tractor, that tractor is your asset. If you're a programmer, the laptop is your asset. If you're an Uber driver, your car is your asset. Whether or not something is an asset or a liability changes depending if it had direct correlation to the money you're generating. Unless your income is directly dependent on a car, buying one counts as liability. It is very often that people confuse the two as people try to justify it as an asset, but when in reality, they are mismanaging their own finances due to lack of self-control. As for instance, you don't need the most expensive laptop to watch YouTube videos. Number 6. Vehicle. The car you drive can put a major dent in your residual income. Flashy sports cars and luxury automobiles are nice, but along with hefty monthly payments, they're also the most expensive to insure, according to Insure.com. Get the most from your investment in a car by researching factors like reliability, safety features, maintenance expenses over time, and the cost of insurance before making a purchase. If you're not sure where to start, you can use a car buying service to make the process easier. Buying a dependable vehicle that will hold its value for years after you pay it off can keep you from the expense of having to purchase a new vehicle every few years, which can decrease your net worth. Number 5. Self-storage units. Of late, there's been a huge growth in self-storage units in the US. There are up to 60,000 facilities and counting nationwide. Self-storage is an attractive investment vehicle for real estate investors. It involves very little construction costs and low upkeep expenses. In fact, many self-storage units require little to no staff. People renting units can access their units using a special PIN or key to enter the facility. Self-storage units do not involve much emotional attachment and lease periods are month to month. This allows investors to enjoy any rent increases made with each new lease. Number 4. Stocks. Stocks are not as complicated as it seems, but it is an easy way for you to own a percentage of a publicly traded business. Let's say, if a business issued 10 million shares and you own 1 million of those shares, it makes you 10% owner of the respective business. This incredible breakthrough in financial instrument has allowed the average person to own a stake in some of the most lucrative company in our days with very low entry barrier. They require virtually no work and can help you establish a good revenue stream. Many large established companies typically issue dividend stocks. These dividend-paying companies are across many industries including healthcare, financial services, utilities, oil and gas, and basic materials companies. Number 3. Recession-proof brick-and-mortar businesses. Business, similar to life, usually works in seasons. Many businesses have peak seasons and slow seasons where they focus much of their time preparing for the next uptick in business. However, not all businesses are like this. Some businesses are recession-proof. Despite what is happening in the economy, these businesses will have consistent if not increasing demand. These businesses include those in the healthcare space such as nursing homes or agencies, laundromats, auto repair, and grocery stores. Regardless of the economy, people always need access to health and food. Basically, these businesses are essential. Investing in an essential service business can prove to be a consistent source of income during any economic period. Number 2. Real estate. Real estate has been one of the many recommended tools to raise asset. It is one of the assets to make you rich because first, you can rent it. By renting your property, money will come in every single month with a minimum amount of work. Short-term rents for higher yield can also be considered as one of the methods to execute it. Next, the value of real estate was appreciated. Even with the outbreak of pandemic COVID-19, population number is still increasing, which results in increase of demand as people need place to live in. With this, it makes the prices of property increases and directly made real estate as one of the best investments one could possibly take. In terms of real estate asset, first, you have residential buildings which people live in your properties and pay you rent. Secondly, is office building which people work in your property and pay you rent. Next is commercial building which businesses use your space to sell stuff and pay you rent. And finally, is land which it can be cultivated, developed, or even left as is for appreciation. However, one has to keep in mind that the house you live in is not an asset but it is a liability. It costs you money to live in it while not putting more money in your pocket. Before we continue, smash that like button, subscribe and turn the post notification on so that you'd be the first to know when we upload. Finally, number 1 on our list is owning your primary residence. Homeownership ranks among the most common ways people gain a substantial increase in net worth. Instead of choosing the traditional 30-year mortgage, opt for a 15 or 20-year term, so you can pay it off more quickly, which will result in a significant asset and savings on interest. And if you decide to sell after you pay your home off, capital gains are tax-free up to $500,000, as long as your status is married filing jointly. Renting might make more financial sense than owning in some high-priced urban areas, depending on whether the cost of ownership is reasonable in relation to total living expenses. As you can see, there are a ton of opportunities to grow your income through diverse assets. If you look at any rich person, you will find that they use their maximum time and money in one of these assets because they know that their money will grow only when it is invested in an asset. Well, that's all we have for you today, brewers. Let us know in the comment section below which of these assets do you plan on investing in. Don't forget to give this video a like and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching.